against India. They disrupted trade. And I think somebody finally explained to Trump that none of this was serving any American interests at all. And so Trump has backed down to an important extent. Everything about Trump and trade is erratic, not sensible, not accomplishing any U.S. goals, but better 18% tariffs than 50% tariffs or 500% tariffs. But I wouldn't take at face value any single statement by the U.S. government. I think everything is just complete improvisation, a lot of baloney, a lot of malarkey, but probably somebody has prevailed inside the White House to say, why antagonize India?
So what did Trump or what did America gain in the last
Nothing.
4 months of putting
Nothing.
pressure on India?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Whatever is agreed today could have been agreed before. Nothing is gained. There's no pressure. India has no, U.S. has no leverage on India. So none of this is anything other than Trump's delusion that the U.S. is the be-all and end-all of the universe. And so his writ is the command of for the whole world. But that's Trump's delusion, that the U.S. market is so big, so consequential, so important that he can get every other country to fall into line. But the U.S. market is not very important in this way. The main lesson of the last year is that
सर पुलिस का कहना है कि वो सुबह तक इंतजार करते रहे और उस दौरान कमल की मौत हो गई सर। सर जवाब कौन देगा? ये सब जनता के सवाल है सर। 7 अलग-अलग थानों में किसी एक थाने ने भी कंप्लेंट रजिस्टर नहीं करी सर। प्लीज सर, क्या इन थाना प्रभारियों के ऊपर कोई कार्रवाई की जाएगी सर? सर पुलिस का कहना था कि सुबह तक हम कोई कार्रवाई नहीं कर सकते, जिस वजह से कमल की जान चली गई सर। सर क्या सर सवालों से भागने से क्या होगा सर? क्यों भाग रहे हैं आप?
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा, क्या स्वाद है? अरे मेरे राजा, मसाला। मेरी चिमनी टूट जाएगी। What are you doing?
रानी, इस घर में कुछ है जो टूटता नहीं।
ये पिलर कभी नहीं टूटेगा। रुंगटा स्टील टीएमटी से बना।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील टीएमटी बार एकदम सॉलिड।
दादी के हाथों का जादू और खुशबू से महकता घर, माँ की मुस्कुराहट और खाने की सुगंध। MDH गरम मसाला,
क्योंकि हर रिश्ता है स्वाद से जुड़ा।
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
Pure Shahi Paneer Masala. Delicious, healthy, every day.
This morning, Rahul Gandhi, leader of the opposition, created a ruckus and furor in the parliament. In response to the president's address, he insisted upon raising what he said were some issues of vital import to our national security. So what was he saying? He was trying to cite an article from the Caravan magazine, which in turn was quoting excerpts from General Narwane, the former army chief's unpublished memoirs. It may be recalled that the government had stopped General Narwane from publishing the book. As such, the authenticity of the excerpts cited in the Caravan magazine itself are open to question. But then let's try and take a deeper look at what is this bravura all about. So I have had a detailed look at the article in the Caravan magazine. I have no access to General Narwane's book or manuscript, but we had a look at the Caravan article in detail. So what does this article say? This article talks of the 2020 Chinese intrusions, which had culminated in the Galwan incident, in which 19 Indian soldiers had lost their lives. No weapons had been used, but the Chinese had laid an ambush with pointed stones, with baseball bats wrapped up with barbed wire and nails and studded with lethal handheld weapons. You see, 19 Indians had been killed, but in response our soldiers had given an excellent account of themselves in hand-to-hand combat, and it is said that 45, some claim up to 100 Chinese soldiers were killed, which they tried to hide by saying they had lost just 5 soldiers. The simple fact is that after this violent incident leading to 19 fatalities on the Indian side, we should have thrown the 1996 Peace and Tranquility Accord into the blue.
प्रवेश जी, क्या 3 ZRO इंजीनियर को सस्पेंड करने से हो जाएगा क्या?
दिस इज मर्डर। ये कह रहे रातन हत्या का मामला इसमें होना चाहिए कि नहीं सर, आपकी नजर में?
सर क्या उन पुलिस वालों पर भी कार्रवाई होगी जिन्होंने शिकायत दर्ज करने से इनकार कर दिया? सर क्या किसी तरीके की कार्रवाई पार्षद पर भी की जाएगी? सर जनता के सवालों का जवाब दीजिए सर।
थोड़ा इधर हो, साइड में हो।
सर लोगों की जान जा रही है सर, खामोश। सर आप अभी भी खामोश हैं। सर मीडिया को धक्का देने से क्या होगा सर? जवाब जनता का जवाब दीजिए।
From Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
Thank you for joining us on This is Exclusive, ladies and gentlemen. Coming to you with 2 big stories on the show this evening. We've spoken to the Iranian ambassador. Now, when the budget was presented a few days back, the union budget, we spoke about how there was no allocation for Chabahar port. India allocated 400 crores to the Chabahar port in the last budget, 100 crore in the year before that, but in this budget there is no allocation to the critical port that connects India to Central Asia. In a sea where Pakistan and China are trying to dominate, in that region, India had a critical entry at Chabahar. What happens to that? The Iranian ambassador has spoken to Republic TV this evening. That and more coming up. Also the Laddu controversy in Tirupati. Some very disturbing details coming in. Every Hindu looks at the Tirupati Prasad, the Laddu. It's extremely sacred for us, but the details that are emerging of toilet chemicals that were used in making of laddus, extremely disturbing. That and more coming up on the show. Here are the headlines. Iranian ambassador to India speaks to Republic TV, says it's up to India on how they handle the Chabahar issue. Also talks about India buying Iranian oil, says they are ready to help, says India has not approached them yet. Another youth killed in a death trap. A Delhi youth falls to death in an open death trap in Delhi. 3 suspended. The government in Delhi ducks responsibility. Tirupati Laddu ghee adulteration case grows bigger. The report filed by the CBI confirms that the ghee was adulterated. Naidu says toilet cleaning chemicals were used in the ghee. Political controversy erupts, protests over the movie Ghoosekhor Pandit. As a trailer is released, the title is criticized, with many calling it defamatory and derogatory towards the Brahmin community. Okay, starting this edition of the news with the Iranian ambassador to India, Mohammad Fatali, who spoke to Republic TV this evening, that even as Tehran has entered a fresh round of negotiations with America, he spoke about different issues, one of them being the talks with America, and those talks are underway in Oman. That's one of the subjects that he spoke on, the round of negotiations with the United States on in Oman. He also spoke about the Chabahar port, confirming that it is critical for India and Iranian oil. Now, all of these subjects spoken on for the first time by the Iranian ambassador. Here's that interview.
I'm joined in by Iran ambassador to India, Mr. Mohammad Fatali. Mr. Fatali, one starting question to you, that what's the update on the negotiations between US and Iran? Because the gravity and the visuals of violence we all saw. Iran also stated that more than 3,000 people lost their lives. So exactly what's happening with the negotiations right now?
The negotiation, as you know, that we are on the second round of negotiation. And our negotiation, as a relevant person, relevant officials said that focus only on the nuclear issues. Up to now, we are waiting for the result of these negotiations today. And after that, we should decide what's the result, and according to the result, we should decide.
Mr. Fatali, we know you have spoken a lot about the Chabahar port project, but how do you see this? That last time the budget investment was 4 times, but this time it's 0. There has been no budget allocation. And is India in touch with all these stakeholders, and how Iran see that no budget allocation for Chabahar port till 2024, 2025 starting, everything was good. Yeah. But what do you see? How do you see the future of Chabahar port?
I think that, as I mentioned for your colleagues, Chabahar is the it has location and geographical location, and you know that many countries need to these geographical location for what? Access into Central Asia, access into Afghanistan, and one of these countries is India. And we have a good relation with India, and believe that we have a good relation. We have a good relation with India in the future. And nowadays and up to now, we have no any comment from the Indian side about these things.
Can we say that there no negotiation is happening, no discussion or talk has happened till now after the sanctions?
Yeah. I think that the Indian side wants to control, manage these restrictions, and we respect.
One question to you, Mr. Fatali, that we have also got the reports that America would be using Balochistan to target Iran. How do you see the speculation and news such?
These are the baseless news. I think that this is the baseless news, and you should focus on the real news. And these news, I think that there is some. I believe that the fake news, and the Balochistan has a sovereignty under the Pakistan and Iran, and up to now they have a good relation with all the countries, with the people, and this is the fake news.
One last question. What do you want to say on Iranian oil, and do you see any dip in the procurement by India of Iranian oil, and how do you see the future of it? Because now it is being said that India will be purchasing Venezuela oil.
We have oil. We have oil. You should ask from the other sides. Do they need to this oil or not? This is the question that you should ask from the other side. We have oil. We have the owner of the oil. If any country wants to buy oil from Iran, we are ready.
On to the next exclusive story here on Republic TV. We've accessed not just the details of the Tirupati Laddu report. It was investigated by the CBI, by the way. It is extremely an emotive issue for Hindus. The Tirupati Laddu revered for generations as a sacred prasadam from Lord Venkateshwara. It embodies purity, devotion, divine grace for millions of pilgrims. It is a symbol of sanctity. It's more than just a sweet. And yet, an investigation by a special investigation team has brought some details to light. How between the years 2019 and 2024, thousands of tons of ghee supplied to the TTD, or the Tirumala Tirupati Devasthanams, was adulterated, not with pure cow ghee. It was adulterated with vegetable oils, chemicals, synthetic flavors, industrial substitutes, designed to mimic authentic dairy properties, I beg your pardon. The Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister N. Chandrababu Naidu says, he goes a step ahead and he says some of the chemicals used in this laddu are the kind of chemicals that are used to make toilet cleaning chemicals. Now, that is what Chandrababu Naidu has said about this sacred laddu. Here are some of the responses coming in. Republic questioned the former TTD chief, the people who are in charge of running the Tirupati Tirumala Devasthanams, the TTD under the Jagan Mohan Reddy government. Subba Reddy was involved in the running of the affairs. He claims it's a clean chit, God knows how. And the current TTD chairman also raises questions about this report, which strangely gives Subba Reddy a clean chit. We question both of them.
See what SIT has said. Supreme Court, while appointing SIT, they said to find out whether animal fat is there in the ghee or not. Whether it is there, the same ghee was used for producing the proper preparation of prasadams. That's what CBI, Supreme Court has given to SIT to conduct the inquiry. SIT has conducted inquiry and submitted the report just 10 days back to the court, saying that animal fat is not there. Yes, I agree that they have submitted in their report that ghee is adulterated. And they have also mentioned adulterated ghee supplied because of so many people's involvement and some officers' involvement, some third persons' involvement in the, all those people were named and charge-sheeted also. Now, this government, TDP government, along with the alliance parties, they are trying to attribute that, saying even after submission of the report, they are attributing that during YSR Congress party regime, animal fat is mixed in preparation of prasadams. That's what you are telling, you are condemning that. That's not correct.
The first report, lab report, ADDB report, clearly says there is an animal fat. After that, they have tested in many labs. Doesn't matter. This is the government, the authentic lab. They are given the clear report saying that there is an animal fat. Based on that report, there is not a private lab, it is in a government of India lab. Based on that lab, the Honorable Chief Minister and Deputy Chief Minister, they have raised this question against the world government. So what is the wrong on that? I don't know. After that, the SIT says pig fat is not there, this is not there, that is not there. And my point is, there is no ghee in the ghee. There is no ghee even in one drop. Completely 100% is in a chemical. Chemical, where it will come? From the animal fat. Or many other things. So, they want to save their skin, they want to blame Honorable Chief Minister, and they want to blame Hinduism. See, they are all Christians, hardcore Christians. They want to blame Tirumala Tirupati Devasthanam. We won't agree to that. We won't accept that. How can we accept? See, this has all happened in last 5 years. in this YSRCP government. How can they blame coalition government now? I'm strongly condemning whatever they said that they have to withdraw. They have to say sorry to the Hindus.
So one other important aspect here is the compromise that happened in the tenders, where the rules were changed according to the interest of who they can give tenders to. From 3 years to 1 year, the requirement was changed. The turnover requirement was also changed. So how do you also look at this? Because as a TTD should approve these changes in the first place to to bring such a change in the ghee procurement.
See, so many years the tender condition is very strict. 2019 to 2024, they changed everything tender for the YSRCP government. And I don't think the officials was involved, in my personal opinion. The last time also in YSR government, now the Jagan government, see, they will force to the officers to do this, do that, all illegal things. So the officers are innocent. So like that they have changed everything, tender policy.
Sharda joining us live. Sharda is in Tirupati right now, in fact, and she's there to speak to people there, get some interviews and do some investigation on what is going on. Now, we remember those pictures when Naidu government came in, those pictures of, the raids, etc., the searches that went on. Now, what is the truth about the conclusions in this report? Because each of them is drawing their own interpretation. YSRCP saying that they've been given a clean sheet, right? But the fact is, if chemicals were used, that's vindication for the Naidu government, isn't it? If chemicals were used, it confirms that laddus were adulterated.
Well, very true, Naranjan. YSRCP now saying that they have a clean sheet, saying that the SIT did not mention that there was usage of animal fat, whereas now the ex-board member who just spoke to us a few minutes back told us that this is the complete work of YSRCP because they changed the norms and the regulations that were initially made. And he pointed out how the rules and regulations have been following since the British time and that it was the YSRCP government that made the tenders which is convenient for them, and also pointed out the corruption that was involved in this particular tender that was given to companies that are non-dairy makers, especially the ghee that was given to the Tirupati Devasthanam was a company that did not even procure milk in the first place. The main question that the ex-member of the Tirupati Devasthanam had questioned, and he also pointed out how it's not just the SIT that is mentioning about the YSRCP government, also questioned how the government had given permission to the FSSI certificate for the Tirupati laddus, and each batch of the ghee that was given Agmark certification, and as to where it's not just the Tirupati Devasthanam but even the government officials were bribed to make sure that this particular all drama came into together as to how they agreed to take bribes. And he also questioned how if the chairman himself does not believe in Lord Balaji as in the temple god, and how the entire member board has not done anything specifically after this issue was raised, and that the administration that was supposed to be suspended and sacked after the news came out is still continuing. And also, being a TDP member himself, he asked Chandrababu Naidu to take immediate action in this particular adulteration. He also pointed out how this simple adulteration does not stop with laddus but every prasadam that's inside the temple, Naranjan.
Okay, a former member of the TTD board, meanwhile, has also spoken to Republic TV. Let me play out that response as well. Sharda has spoken to this former TTD member who also questions the YSRCP. Take a listen.
The final charge sheet has been given by the special investigation team yesterday, where both the research team says one has animal fat and other research report gives information that it is vegetable oil and other palm oil used, and there is no evidence of ghee used. And how do you see this? Because it was the tenders given to these companies are initially companies that would even buy or produce milk in the first place.
See, ghee is adulterated. There is no doubt about that. That's what ultimately CIT also has read and given the report in this. And your second question regarding the adulteration with animal fat or whatever the piglet, something like that. It is the first initial report that has been given by the NEDB. They given the ghee is altered. They given some speculations. Speculations must be, it may be a combination of palm oil, soybean oil, palm oil cake, or fish oil, or any animal fat, fish oil, something like that. They are given some speculations on that. But they agreed that this is the ghee is altered. Now, the question is, ultimately SIT has taken the second opinion from the NEDB and CFTRI also. They clearly mentioned the ghee is altered. Now, the question is, they have given the final charge sheet and they started inquiring the thing. SIT is the purpose of establishing the crime. When it is proved that ghee is altered, now their duty is to establish the crime. Where it started, who are involved in this, whether dairies are there, not there. In the discussion of the dairies, who has done all these things, they have given the detailed report, almost 650 pages report, they have given that. What SIT established, there is no dairy, there is no existence of any dairy, whoever participated in tender. To convenience to make them eligibility, the trust board did and trust board what they did, they colluded with some people of the traders. They changed the specifications of the ghee that is coming for so many decades, including British regime also. This is the only place British people, they are not changed any datum. That's called, datum means, that's what are the ingredients they have to use that. What is the combination of ingredients, whatever it is coming from all these things, they maintain that. Even the first Ghat road Tirumala, they only built the Ghat road. They have written, they maintained a book that is called Firstly book, where they written very clearly what are the sanctorum rituals that is going on.
Well, it's a very big story, ladies and gentlemen. The Tirupati Laddu controversy confirms basically, today we have a confirmation that chemicals were used in the laddus, which is so sacred for Hindus across, not just India, but across the world. It's Arnab's debate at 8 p.m. Stay tuned. And thanks for watching.
Co-powered by Century Ply Club Prime. Raho befikar.
आर प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ
8 मिनट में तैयार
क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला
Amity has been ranked India's #1 not-for-profit private university for 11th year, with top 10 ranked institutions in management, engineering, biotech, law, mass comm, telecom, hospitality, fashion and more. Yet another top ranking for Amity University.
अब छोलिया हो या लोबिया, सफेद चने या काले चने,
सब कुछ मजेदार बने।
अरे टेंशन किस बात की? सेंचुरी प्रोवुड का प्रीमियम प्लस है ना, लो एमिशन है, हाई डेंसिटी है, वाटर रेजिस्टेंट भी, टर्माइट एंड बोरो रेजिस्टेंट भी है। यानी ये है जहां नो टेंशन वहां।
प्रीमियम प्लस बाय सेंचुरी प्रोवुड।
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद ये तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा क्या स्वाद है, अरे मेरे राजा। सबका राजा और प्योर मसाला।
सीक्रेट रेसिपी MDH का जीरा सिप जल जीरा मसाला।
Hi, good morning
Hi, how
to
are
you.
you?
Good evening from India. We have announcement of a trade deal, and
Yes.
you've seen both sides. Trump says that India has promised not to buy Russian oil, but Indian Prime Minister's response makes no such commitment. But Trump says, I've reduced the tariffs to 18%. And then he says that besides everything else, Prime Minister Modi has also agreed to buy American, in addition to 300 billion in, 500 billion in some other purchases. Anyway, there's an existing agreement to buy 300 billion. So there's not much of a hard-coded commitment from the Indian side. So Trump is obviously
using a lot of hyperbole, making some claims. But the good thing is there's an announcement of a deal. But there's more statements coming from Trump than from India, especially to Trump's statement that India has agreed to stop buying Russian oil. There's nothing official from the Indian side to that. How do you view these developments, Professor Sachs?
Well, basically, the United States is unstable and irresponsible, but backing down from the most outlandish actions of this government a few months ago. They made no sense. They antagonized India. They disrupted trade. And I think somebody finally explained to Trump that none of this was serving any American interests at all. And so Trump has backed down to an important extent. Everything about Trump and trade is erratic, not sensible, not accomplishing any U.S. goals, but better 18% tariffs than 50% tariffs or 500% tariffs. But I wouldn't take at face value any single statement by the U.S. government. I think everything is just complete improvisation, a lot of baloney, a lot of malarkey, but probably somebody has prevailed